And welcome back to the cheesiest place on earth. I'm your host, CheesePuff, and today, as you can probably tell by the title card and what is right above me, we're talking about Chainsaw Man. Talking about the very first episode. I did just get finished watching it not too long ago. Ooh, so many things I could talk about, but this one, gonna do a little bit of a first impressions, thoughts, opinions over the first episode. Turn my gain up just a tad bit more. Hopefully that's good for you. And make sure that's down just a tad bit. Okay, hopefully that audio is a tad bit better for you guys. But yeah. Like I said, just got finished watching the first episode. Took a few notes, just some things I wanted to talk about. But, dude, like, for starters, Mappa absolutely blew it out of the park. There's there's a lot more CGI than I was expecting, but that's okay because it's actually good CGI. It's not jarring. It's not too jarring. You know it's there, but I feel like it helps the overall feeling of the show a little bit more than not. And I mean, shoot a show like this with as much detail that's in it, you're gonna have to use some CGI if you want it to come out at a relatively, decent time. But going into it, I had read the first pretty much 100 chapters of Chainsaw Man. I absolutely loved it. Read it twice because it was that good. I absolutely fell in love with it. I could not wait for the show to come out. And it's here. And now, is it everything I hoped it would be and hoped it would live up for? Yes, I do feel like it is. I feel like it's everything that I was hoping for, hoping that it would be, that it would live up to the hype, and it 100% did. Sorry if I'm a little tired. It's like 10 o'clock at night. It's a long day. But besides the point, Chainsaw Man. But it was great. Now, if you've already watched the episodes, obviously there's going to be some spoilers in here for the first episode. So here is your spoiler warning about 3 minutes in. So, it's fine. But it does open up in his dream, and later on in the manga or in the show now, we do find out what all that is about. Absolutely wonderful. I love it. It makes so much sense as to why it was there in the very beginning, why it's the very first thing we see, which is also kind of poetic in a sense, as that's the very first thing that we see of the anime, and then other things as to reasoning why later on makes it very poetic thinking about it. And I didn't think about that before, and that's actually really that's pretty good. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know. But that's good. I really enjoyed that imagery. Absolutely stunning visuals all throughout. Like, Mappa, they do a fantastic job already. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm so ready for the next season. Haven't watched the movie yet. Definitely want to. And if you guys want me to do like a little analysis review on that too, just let me know. Comments down below. Let me know what you think about this as well, obviously. But yeah, like, they couldn't have gone with a better studio than Mappa. Excuse me. I'm so glad that Mappa got the chance to do this. because it just fits their artistic style that they have shown. Not only Jujutsu Kaisen, but you got Attack on Titan as well. They're more akin to that more violent, more gruesome, grueling style of anime, and it shows. It shows because they are wonderful at it, absolutely wonderful at it. So that's that. And I could go on way too long about that. But let me know what you guys thought about the episode, down below. But going on over to the intro, I was very very pleasantly surprised by it. I mean, it's absolutely banger song. I don't remember the name of the song off the top of my head, but wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's got so many different pop culture references in it. Main one that really stood out to me just randomly because it was on my mind. There's a Big Lebowski reference in there, which was honestly hilarious. But and many others as well. And I may look into that a little more if you guys would be interested. But so the way it all kind of plays out, and the way that the story kind of progresses, it starts out, we got Denji and Puchita. That I always called them that, basically. But it starts out with them. They are working to pay off a debt that Denji's father had to the Yakuza, basically. And Denji, he's sold all these different body parts and stuff. But then there's a flashback right after the intro, and it's so sorry. Going from watching Bleach yesterday to this today, it's wow. They're both absolutely wonderful in their own right. Hopefully, my Bleach one will get up soon. It's got a copyright claim. I'm trying, but it shows Denji as a child standing in front of his father's grave, and his dad had owed the Yakuza so much money that I guess he just felt like he could never get out of it, so he hung himself. And something I didn't expect them to do, and at all, but they did. They very briefly showed a glimpse of his dad hanging there, and I didn't expect them to show that, but they did, and it hits, and because the way they stylized that was as if you were looking at it through a child's eyes in the dark, and it's it's kind of crazy, but very, very good, and it makes you really care. It makes you really care for Denji all that much more. And and then the freaking Yakuza boss, Denji's standing there in front of his dad's grave, and then he's like, okay, you owe us 700,000 yen by tomorrow. If not, we're gonna chop you up into bits. It's just like, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't even understand it. Crazy. You do you. But this part got me, especially whenever I first read it. they're going. Denji, he's chilling out at his house or shack with Puchita, and they're just talking about his dreams and everything, and he gets a knock on the door. It's the Yakuza boss. They've got another devil for him to hunt. So they leave and get to the abandoned warehouse where the devil is, and basically gets backstabbed by the Yakuza. I mean, obviously it's Yakuza. What are they gonna do? But that's not the worst part. If it was just him getting stabbed in the back, it wouldn't be as bad. But he had Puchita in his arms and stabbed right through him and Puchita. Didn't kill them both instantly, but yeah. Whew. I wanted to, beat the crap out of him myself, just immediately. Obvious reasons. I mean, come on now. Really? But that just shows you how cruel and how heartless they are, and but the whole reason they're there is the Yakuza, at least that sect of the Yakuza, had made a deal with a devil, which is how a lot of things happen in this show. Not the devil, but a devil. And this one just so happened to be the zombie devil. And basically what they did was whenever they got the power from the zombie devil, it turns them into zombies. And that's one of the really cool things that I absolutely enjoy about this anime / manga in particular is that it seems simplistic. It seems a little more simplistic than what you would initially think. Like you've got, example wise, you've got like Naruto. You got all these different alien races and stuff like that, and other things. They're just outlandish, which is great. I love it, and I love it in its own right. But this one, the devils, which we didn't find out about in this episode, but they are created from fear of a certain thing. So that's, i.e., where we get the chainsaw devil, which was Puchita. And they, came about with Denji and Puchita trying to run away from the zombies that were, trying to come and attack them. Didn't work. It's so visually like stunning, and then gets a little jarring at the same time because not really jarring, but like it kind of catches you off guard because you don't expect that to be in an anime of this quality, I guess you could say. But it showed one of the zombies, shows him slashing his back and then just stabbing him repeatedly in the back, and then as they try to quarrel away, stabs him right in the hand. Next thing you know, it cuts to Denji's severed body, not severed head, but severed body in the dumpster. It's not even a dumpster outside, by the way. This is a dumpster still inside of the abandoned warehouse, mind you. It's just like, really? Okay, whatever. But from there, it cuts to Denji and Puchita talking about, Denji's dreams. And it's how he's always feels like he's complaining, about wanting a better life and all this stuff, and just that's what he's always chasing for. But that's what everybody's always chasing for, pretty much. It's just a part of life. But he feels and realizes that he's like, I never was content. And then Puchita talks to him, and he was like, I'll make a deal with you. I will give you my heart if you show me what your dream was and is. Your dream is, basically, which I absolutely love. That you wouldn't get that from any other kind of devil in that universe at all. And that's what I love about Poochta. He's so so cute, so sweet. If you haven't seen Poochta, let me pull up a picture of him for you real quick. But dude, like, he is such a good companion, even if he's only technically there for the first episode, which definitely sucks that he's only there for that long. But he's such a good little companion for Denji to have. There's a good still from the anime. Can't really see it there, but he's such a good companion for Denji. And they make that deal and all that kind of stuff. Comes out and then has the absolute best, well, probably not the absolute best, but a really good, just brutal scene where obviously Denji's kind of a little bit on a rampage. I mean, I would be too. You just killed my dog. I mean, come on now. Anybody would be at that point. But he's got the little starter in his chest, pulls it, and then boom, chainsaws. Freaking awesome, dude. But he just goes absolutely ballistic. And then some more of the CGI does show up in this as well, which is not terrible. Again, it's not bad. Usually I'm not a proponent, is that the right word? I think that's the right word, for CGI in anime, because it's always had some kind of a bad stigmatism to that anime or in anime itself. But it's not bad. It's really not bad in this anime. But absolutely annihilates all of them. Annihilates the zombie devil, cuts him right in half. Freaking awesome. Kills all the other ones that are around him, which gave me an idea, like, it'd be freaking awesome to have a Chainsaw Man game, because I can just see us running through hordes of different devils, just chopping them up to bits as Denji and as the other characters as well. But yeah, a little side bit there. Hopefully one day, we'll see. But yeah, that was really good, and I could tell for the first episode itself, there's a term, I think it's Sekuga, I think that's it, where it's the best animation in a given, like, either scene or series or episode or movie. It's like, it's where that's where the money went, basically. Like, this is the best animation throughout the entire episode, happens in there. And it's freaking awesome, dude. Like, you just gotta see it for yourself. But yeah, that was absolutely awesome. And then it goes to the next day, and you've got Makima. She pulls up with her two guys, and they go in. They're like, "Oh, somebody else got here." And then look in there, see Denji just standing right in the middle of the warehouse, surrounded by all these different dead devils. And she's walking up to him, and like this part, which, I mean, Denji, he's young, he's never had a girlfriend or anything like that, but it was so touching, because he's just like, he looks like he's about to pass out, about to fall over, and all he can say is "hug me" whenever she walks up to him. And she does. She holds him, helps him from falling. And I couldn't tell if it was sweat, but it really looked like it was tears coming from Denji's eyes as she was holding him. And this was the last point as well. But the transition from Chainsaw Man back into Denji. Wonderful. I loved it. Absolutely fit perfectly, because it's like, I don't know how to. It looked like it melted away, which was awesome. But it looked like the devil part of him melted away, and his transition back, and it's the realization really starts to set in. You know, Puchita is gone, and it hits, and then she's like, gives him a couple options. One, she can either kill him as a devil, or he can go and work with her, or she can keep him as a human, be a devil hunter. Obviously. And this was, I forgot to mention this earlier. Whenever Puchita and Denji were sitting in a shack, or laying in a shack waiting for that scene to happen, he's talking about the what he wants, for breakfast, what kind of food he wants to give Puchita, and it was I think jam on toast. It seems like, to us, it seems like such a simple type of breakfast, but when all you ever get to eat, in Denji's case, is like just a slice or two of bread, if that, as your dinner. I mean, putting that jam on there, making it toast, is just absolutely next level. Like, it's a very sought after and special treat, especially for someone who's never had that in their life before. I mean, it's not just the toast on jam, it's everything surrounding that itself, and just that whole idea, and that whole, yeah, I loved it. It's very good. It's very touching. And they have never met before, mind you, back to Makima, but they had never met before. And Denji asks, "What's for breakfast?" And she is like, "Well, I guess probably some jam and butter on toast, a salad, and maybe some coffee, and possibly dessert afterwards, And obviously that sealed the deal, because, again, they had never met before. And then she says the exact thing that he wanted to give himself and Puchita. It's just, I love the connecting in this series so much. But yeah, it absolutely wonderful. Highly recommend it. If you need a place to watch it, it is on Verve or Crunchyroll. That's where I watched it, was on Verve. And first episode, I've got to start out just giving it a full 10 out of 10. Like, great starter, great introduction to the anime and to the series as a whole. If you've never read Chainsaw Man before, or even seen it or heard of it, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of blood, a lot of violence and gore and stuff like that, so just be prepared for that. But it's great. I loved it. We'll probably end up making another video next week, reviewing and analyzing and talking about episode 2, and so on and so forth. Just make it into a series, because I absolutely love this series so much. But hopefully, you guys, you all, my bad, sorry, did enjoy the video, enjoyed the little bit of discussion and just me talking. If you like this style of content, if you like this style of just videos in general, where they're just kind of laid back, got me just talking to you guys about a certain topic, definitely let me know down below if there's anything else you'd like to see in the future, any suggestions, any comments, anything like that. Just let me know down below. And definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, share with your friends. If you did find this enjoyable, entertaining, maybe, just something to put on the background just to kind of listen to as a little bit of a discussion. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this very first episode of Chainsaw Man. Absolutely loved it, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. So yeah, I say yeah a lot. That's my bad. I'm working on that. That's my bad, but and I apologize a lot too. But without any further ado, always remember, it ain't easy being cheesy. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.